This is your basic introduction to WordPress and how to use it. First, you're going to start out by going to your site, and you'll see at the top here in your address bar, it'll actually tell you the whole address to your WordPress site. Sometimes you can go to WordPress just by going to yoursite.com or something directly, but other times it might be yoursite.com/WordPress or /WP or /CMS, depending on how you set up your WordPress. For this one, so you want to go to where the WordPress that you can actually get to WordPress at, in case you have other areas of your site. You want to go to the one that has WordPress, and then past the last slash in that address bar there, you're going to type in WP-admin, and that'll bring you to your login screen. And go ahead and type in your username and your password for your administration account on WordPress, and go ahead and click Remember Me if you don't share your computer, and that'll be easier for you to log in next time. You don't have to remember your password and all that. Go ahead and click Login, and right here is what you see is your dashboard. This has all kinds of different alerts and things on it, and tells you what's going on with your site, and news of different things that are that you may have installed as far as plugins into your site go, like stores or galleries or anything like that. It's going to put any information that it has on your dashboard here. And you can also see that it has news feeds from like the WordPress blog itself, that just telling you what they have going on. But if you have, for instance, say the store plugin installed, then it'll tell you your sales. You have so many sales today or since you last checked. This right here is called Quick Press, and if you just want to publish something to your blog page really fast, you just put in the title and the content here, and the tags if you want. Tags are just like keywords, and you can just publish something really fast to your blog and click Publish, and then it comes up on your blog page. If you don't want to do anything else, that's a great little tool there. If you want to edit a page or a blog post with more detail, you can click on, for example, the pages. You click on Pages right here, and then you have your pages of the site, and you can add a new one by clicking this button right here, or edit an existing one by just clicking on the title of that page if it's something that you want to edit. So you click on Add New, and then you can enter in the title that you want, and this is the title that appears if you're adding a page. This will appear on your menu bar of your main site. So what I'm talking about here, if we go back to this site, you can see that this right here is our menu bar, and any new page you add is going to appear right here. Now, what you can also do is you can make, you know how you see drop-down menus on some sites. If you hover over your mouse over one of these links, you can make subcategories under those, and you can actually do several levels of subcategories. So this will drop down a menu, and then if you hover over one of the item, it'll drop down another menu, and so on and so forth. And how you do that is you simply, when you're editing an article, so I've switched back over here to the admin area where we're editing our page, it has a over here on the right hand side it has something called page attributes, and it has parent, and you can select parent. So if I select the parent of this to be home, then now when I save this page, that's going to go under the home tab. It's not going to be visible all the time unless there's something wrong with your template or something like that. But when I hover over tab, then that would drop down. And in fact, I'll just publish this as is right now so you can see what I'm talking about. So I hit published. I have my title here. This is a new page. We go back to home, and always remember, refresh your page when you come back to it. So make sure that this changes, you're able to see them. Otherwise, you could pull your hair out going, oh, why didn't it do this? Well, you didn't refresh it. If you don't see the change, likely you didn't refresh the page. And that's usually a little circle icon in your navigation up there on your web browser. So now if I hover over the home, you see this new link right here. It says this is a new page, and that would bring me to that article. This article doesn't have any text in it, and it has this leave a reply because I didn't tell it to turn the comments off or anything like that. By default, comments are on a page, and you can change the default setting to allow or disallow comments, but you can also change it per page. So again, we're back here editing the page, and the tab at the bottom will say discussion, and you can allow comments or allow tracebacks and pingbacks, and that's just a WordPress. If somebody those traceback and pingbacks, that's it kind of notifies both pages if somebody reposts what you do, so people are sharing, and it's kind of helps with spreading your site and letting people more aware of your site. So you can, if you don't want comments, you can uncheck the allow comments, and then so of course this area right here is your main editing area. Usually it'll come up just like this with this single bar of buttons. And this button on the end right here that has all the funny little boxes on it, that's show hide this kitchen sink, and basically that's all the other tools that you want. So if you click that, then you'll get more familiar tools like how to, where it says paragraph right here, this is actually the size of the text. And actually, this is an this is familiar to people who've worked with code and people that lay out books and stuff, is what's known as a paragraph style. Whether a lot of people just think, you select some text, you change the font, and then you would do that anytime you wanted to change the font. Well, when you're doing something that's consistent like this, what we do is we have pre-made styles, and you have a limited selection of styles that go with the theme of your website or the theme of your book or what have you, and those are your paragraph styles, so that everything's consistent and you're not going, oh, what font did I use here, changing fonts all the time, because it's generally not a good idea. Now you can, if you know HTML, you could override those. You can do anything you want, but generally it's good, to have these preset before, so you just have your different kinds of paragraphs, like your headings and your paragraph text, so that everything's consistent on your site. Just think about if you go to a site and every other paragraph has a different format to it. It's kind of hard to read, or unless you're doing something trying to be completely unique and off the wall and want to be weird, then you want everything consistent. So you would type what you want here, and then you can so you can select whether this is like a heading. And you can see right here, it'll give you a basic idea of the difference of sizes of your headings and or paragraphs or what have you. And then you can do your things like underline, bold, so things like that. Mostly your bold, underline, italics, you're usually going to be applying those just to the paragraph style, because your headings are going to be headings, which if you want them to look a certain way, that's done in the template for your site, not per article. And then this has other familiar things, like if you want a bulleted list, you would just enter in items, and every time you press return it gives you a new bullet. Always, if you are making a list, always make sure you're using an actual bulleted list and not like trying to put in a bullet yourself, or a star or something like that on the keyboard. Actually make every item an item in your list, and that just keeps everything nice formatting. And again, all these different styles, we can change the style of how this appears in the template. So if you wanted your list to be stars instead of bullets, or circles, or anything like that, we change that in the template. And then this also makes it easy to, if you go, oh, I was doing this unordered list, now I want it to have order, you just click on this the ordered list, and that gives you a different items. And to get out of a list, you just hit double return, and that gets you start typing normal again. So you see, this is normal. So pretty basic there. You can change how it's aligned on the page, left, right, center, by hitting these right here. And this, if you select something, this button right here, the chain button, this could make it a link to another website, or so you would type in the address right here to your other website if you were going to link to your friend's page or something like that. Or if you want to mention something that you already have on your site, you can link to your existing content. So if you would say, yeah, you're going on with your article, and then you say, and then check out my gallery or something like that, then you would click on existing content, and you can actually click the page that, or the whatever content you have in your WordPress already will show up in this list. And if it becomes a long list, you can use this search feature to search for the page that you're looking for. And so if I wanted to link this to my first blog there, see, if it's a blog, it'll tell you the date on the side here. And you can also change the title if you want, and you can, and this is just like when you hover over the link, a text box will appear, tells you where, what the link is about, and that's what that title is. So it's not very important, but just something if you wanted to change, you could. If you click on this little box right here, open link in new window, or a new tab, what that does is, normally when you click on a link, it opens it in the window that you're in, so it takes you off of the page that you were on when you clicked the link to go to the new page. If you click a new window, what this does is, instead of taking you off the page, it keeps that page open and opens a new page in a new window or a new tab, depending on what browser they're using. And so that's nice if you want to be able to keep what you, so people can come right back to your content. Try not to use this all the time. It's very annoying if you would have a lot of links that whenever they click a link, it's going to open a new window, because then they're going to have 100 windows open and trying to close windows all the time. This is just if if you have like a long article or something, and you have like lots of little rabbit trails or something like that, or supplemental information or whatever. Where it's nice that they can come right back to that article without having to hit their back button or anything like that. They can just close their new window and get back into it. So you select what you want, and it shows you what the link it is, or you could you can type your link to another website up there, and you click add link, and then whatever you had selected will turn into that link. So make sure you type what you want to be your link text, like click here or click here for my exciting new site or something like that. Type that before you make the link, select the text, and then press the link button. Now, if you don't like what you did, you can click this button and it will break the link, and then all that information just goes away. This is a spell checker here, so you can toggle the spell checker on and off. If you're a Mac, your Mac automatically spell checks as you type anyway, so it's probably just really good on if you're using a PC on Internet Explorer or something like that. This button will make the editor fill up your entire web browser, so you don't have all that other distraction if you want, and you can see what your page looks like full screen. It has all the same stuff up here, except for the kitchen sink, which had the other styling options. So I probably hardly will ever want to use this, but it's there if you want it. Exit full screen to get back to what you want, and that was in the upper corner there. And then you come back here. If you want to change the color of your text, again, this is just if you want to highlight like a certain word or a certain phrase. If you're constantly wanting to change the whole color of your text all the time, then that's something that we actually would change in the template and not here. But if you just want to select like one word and make it red, you can do that by selecting the text that you want, clicking on this A, and then you have your different color options. And if these aren't enough for you, you have more colors you can click on, and then you can get the full range here. You have different layouts of picking colors, and then you click your color, and you click apply, and then that changes the color. Okay, so these buttons right here, this is if you are pasting from a Word document like Microsoft Word or OpenOffice or something like that, where you have a bunch of layout in your words already. If you just paste a Word document into here like normal, if you just would paste it directly into here, likely when it's going to get saved, when it shows up on your site, it's probably going to look really funny because it actually copies information. Normally it would copy style information and stuff from your Word document that wouldn't translate well onto the web. So if you click on this button right here with the little W on it, you can actually paste your Word document into there, and it will do a lot better job at keeping your formatting the way you wanted it, instead of making it really funny looking. So you would paste it into here, and then you would click insert, and then it's going to clean it up a little and do some things to it to make it act correctly. And then if you wanted to remove, if you'd already pasted it in or something and you wanted to remove formatting, you can click that, and it removes any special formatting that you applied to your text. And this is like if you want to insert a special, like a copyright or something. One of these special characters, you can select one of these, because sometimes it can be annoying to try to figure out how do you get these special characters. So that's that button right there. This is your indentation, so you can indent the line that you're working on or outdent it, if it's already indented. So this, so you would keep what you want selected and indent it or outdent it. And then this is a very important button. It's the undo button. If you screw something up, click undo, and it'll undo it as many times as you need it to. And this, of course, is the redo button. So if you undo something you didn't want to undo, you can redo it. So that's how you use the this basic edit page. It's the same for these are pages. Pages, appear on your menu, or in the case of you selecting a parent, will appear in a sub menu, and your posts up here will actually is very, very similar, except for the post go directly on your blog page. So and it will go into your blog archive and things like that. So it has the same editing interface. It's just these go on your blog page and have a list. So when they click on your blog page, they actually will see a lot of your posts instead of just on these pages. It just shows you just this page. Just whatever you've put on here, when they click on a page, it only has the information you put on that page when you were editing it on this page. When they click on your blog, it shows you several of the blogs at once. And you can actually do something kind of interesting. You can actually have more than one template on your site, and so if you wanted to dramatically change the way that your site looks from one page to another, you can actually select the template that you want right here. This one, of course, only has the one template, but you'd be able to select that. And that's pretty much it. Now, if you want to do some fancy things, like if you want to work on a longer page without publishing it, you can actually, in this publishing settings right here, you can set it to draft, and then that actually won't appear on your site for anybody besides you when you're logged in. So that keeps it, if you're writing a long page and you don't want it to be public, but you want to be able to keep working on it. You save it here, and then when you come back, when you click on your pages when you're logged in, it'll still appear here, and it'll have a draft next to it, so that you know that isn't published yet and that you're waiting to finish it. So you can keep track of those. So you'd click on, again, you click on the title, and you can come back to editing it. You can also, if you want to get really fancy, you can write your document and then publish it on a specific date at a specific time. So say you were releasing a book or something like that, and you want to get all the information ready, but you want to make sure that information's only available on a certain starting after a certain date. Then you can change the publish on date right here. You can also do things like password protect a page. So if you wanted only people with a certain password to be able to view it, you can put in that password that you want there, or you can set it to private, and then only you or administrators will be able to view it. So this is actually, WordPress is a multi-user site, so you can actually have several people as users on your that can contribute content to your site and edit things and all that kind of stuff. So it's not just a one-man show. So you can save your draft, or you preview it, or you can set your once you're ready to you got everything how you want it, you change your draft to so if I would change my visibility back to public, and then I can change this. Okay, actually, yeah, that was a little confusing. This, you don't actually change the status right here. You actually press publish, and then that takes it from the draft to publish, and the publish button and the update button are right here. It changes depending on what it is. So you can, if you change this to a draft, then you update that. This will actually, you have to publish it to see it. And you can also, if you press preview, you can preview it how it'll appear on your site. So you can see this is how this would appear on the site if it was published. Now it won't add it to the menu if it's still a draft, but you can still see how it would look on your site, because it's a little bit different layout coming from this edit page to here. And also the thing you can do is when you're logged in, if you come to your site, you can see it has a bar up here that has administration functions. So if you actually go to a page, you can edit the page by clicking on this button or this button right here. It'll be an edit button under each article. If we go to your blog, you can see there will be an edit button next to each article in your blog as well. And that's your basic introduction to WordPress. If you add pages, just a quick overview. Adding pages will add pages onto your menu bar, and you can, if you change the parent of the page when you're editing it, it will actually add that as a sub menu under your menu, and you can actually have multiple levels of that. So, really nice.